Hello everyone, good day. So I have updated the instructions for the final project uh, regarding the Dfa Simulator. So there are, um, I guess, I don't think you could call it major changes, but I guess I updated it to make things easier for you, to make your lives easier. So now what you will do is just update a code that I have created so that it will run correctly. Okay? So, yeah, mo to siya. Basically, nag-create na ko code, um, boiler code na inyo rang i-edit so that dali ra ninyo maansiran tong Dfa Simulator nga project. And then I have also provided comments there kung sa expected nyo pang buhaton. Okay? But before anything else, I have also implemented unit tests. Okay, so again, I have implemented unit tests in the code in repl. So basically, a unit test is a form of testing when it comes to software engineering. When it comes to software engineering, it is a form of testing that easily verifies. Okay, it easily verifies the validity of the functions you have created. So um, yeah, I guess that's the simplest way that I can explain it. So ang unit test mo na siya, it verifies and validates the function that you have created according to kanang insakto ba ang iyahang behavior. So for example here, okay, so I want you to pay attention because this is very important, especially if you work. If you're going to start working, you will definitely encounter unit tests. So I hope that you will listen to this so that you will understand. Okay. So for example, here I have a function add. So the add function has two arguments. We have x and we have y. So the x argument is a floating point number and then the y argument is a floating point number. So when we say floating point number, it is a number which has a decimal place. So murag 1.23, 3.14, etc., etc. As long as possible ang decimal places sa iyaha. And then, ang result din sa add na function is another floating point number. So this is the documentation of the function, okay? And then, as you can see here, yeah, yung description adds the numbers. And then arguments, x, floating point, y, floating point, ang x is first number, y is the second number, and then it returns another floating point number, which is the sum of the input numbers. However, if you notice here, ang akong return is none. Dili sum of the input numbers akong return. Okay, so if we take a look at the unit tests, so if we want to go to the unit tests, just look at the left side, kaning sa sidebar, okay, and then kaning pinakaubos, kaning check mark, na yung nakabutang unit test. So we click on it. Okay, after clicking on it, you can see the unit tests that I have created. So yeah, I have 4 unit tests. We have divide case number 1, subtract case number 1, and then we have add case number 1, and then add case number 2. So let's try parun ang mga test. Right? So if you take a look at the console sa ubos, na ay naka-red, highlight, 0 out of 4 passed. See errors above. And then if we take a look at the errors above, we can scroll up. Okay, I'm scrolling up. And we can see 4 errors here. So each error corresponds to the test cases on the left side. So ato lang sa i-analyze ang very first nga test case na to. This one. Kaning test add case 1. You can see here na atay message adding 1 and 2 should result in 3. Okay. So, and then if you take a look below, may assertion error. So, assertion error is none is not equal to 3. Okay, so how do we interpret this? So, ang pasabot ani, ang result daw kuno sa atong add nga function, ang result daw kuno sa add nga function after adding 1 and 2, none daw kuno ang result. Pero ang atong gi-expect nga result kay 3. So there's definitely something wrong with our add function. Kay ga-return siya none. And then you can see here in line 12, that's wrong. It's not adding anything, di ba? So we have to update that one. But later na. Okay, so let's scroll up. Okay. Test add case number 2. So we have another message. Adding 3.14 and 1.62 should result in 4.76. However, ang nahitabo, pag-add sa 3.14 ug 1.62, ang result kay none. It is not 4.76, so it is an error. So we have to fix that later. Next, subtracting 8 from 10 should result in 2. However, when we subtracted 8 from 10, ang result niya kay none gyapon. So we also need to fix that para mo return siya 2. Then scroll up. Test divide case number 1. Dividing 100 by 20 should result in 5. However, if we take a look below, ang result sa pag-divide sa 100 by 20 is 0.2. So mali siya. Ang atong gi-expect diya kay 5, di ba? Kaning 5 atong expect. Pero ang result sa pag-divide is 0.2. So therefore, there is something wrong with the divide function. There is something wrong with this divide function, and we have to fix that later or in your own so that nga iyang i-return kay 5. Okay? So, ako lang i-demo ang kaning add, and then you go try and figure out by yourselves how to fix, subtract, and divide. So, yeah, this is easy. So, of course, add. So, we return x plus y. Simple lang, diba? So, we have replaced none with x plus y. Then, if we run our tests, again, okay, after we have run our tests, yung ma-notice, ang ni-pass kay 2. 2 out of 4 passed. Let's see errors above. So, kaning naka-green, mo ni sila naka-pass. And then, if you also take a look at the left side, naka-green ang add case 1 and then add case 2. Meaning, correct na ang result sa add nga function. It now behaves accordingly. Okay? However, if you take a look sa ibabaw, wrong gyapon ang subtract and divide. So, you have to fix subtract and divide. So, what I want you to do is go and try figure out by yourselves how to fix these functions such that correct ang ilahang behavior. You will know if correct, if tama ang imuhang updates if you run the tests again and then mag-green na silang duha. Green ang divide and green ang subtract. So that's just an overview of unit tests. So please take your time to explore lang. This is actually very easy. Okay. Okay. Next, let's provide to the discussion for the Dfa Simulator. Okay. First of all, what I want you to do, maghatag ko og link for the Dfa Simulator, which you can parang copy. So this is the link, kani, yung as a browser nga, I forgot the name of this. Kaning bar, I guess. Do we call this bar? Kasi kani siya. That's the link of my REPL. And then I want you to go there, and then you will basically see this menu. So first, log in or sign up. After you log in or sign up, and you click on fork REPL. Okay. When you fork a REPL, you will basically have a copy, a carbon copy of this kanang activity nga akong i-create. Okay? Wait. I'm not sure if ma-copy basad ang unit tests. So I will have to check later. I might update it again. But anyway, lang sa karon, fork the REPL lang sa. Okay, after you fork the REPL, you are now free to update the source code. Okay, so never mind. Okay, so when we go to the source code, this is the code that I want you to update or fix. Okay, so first we have, okay, so we have three functions actually. First function is accepted. Second function is transition, and then third function is simulate Dfa. So ang first function, you have to fix this. It is the function is accepted. So this just evaluates whether the ending state is a part of the list of final states. Okay? So if ang ending state nimo, okay, so ang ending state is basically the state where your current state after na process na ang string as a whole. Okay? So if the ending state is a part of the final states, then you return true. If it is not part of the final states, then you return false. Simple. Next, we have the transition function. Okay? So ang argument sa transition function, we have the transitions. It is a dictionary. Same ra adtong sa document nga atong PDF nga akong gi-provide. Okay? And then we have current state and then input symbol. So basically, you just transition from the current state to another state given the input symbol. Okay. Next, simulate DFA. So simulate DFA din ang I guess main logic. So basically you have to iterate, diba? You have to iterate each symbol in the input string, and then you transition. Okay, you have to use this. You have to transition to the next state accordingly for each input symbol. However, before you can do that, you of course have to keep track of the current state, diba? You have to keep track of the current state. And then after doing that, okay. So return true if string is accepted, false if otherwise. Okay. So after nga makuha ang lugar, ma-process na ang whole nga string, you will end up with an ending state. Correct? So you will use that ending state to modify this return statement and check whether the ending state nimo kay parts of final states. So basically, you have to use this is accepted nga function. Okay? Yeah, that's all. More siya. If you will do this, then correct na ang imuhang project sa Dfa Simulator. Okay? So it's so simple. Then if we click here sa unit tests, naka-green siya because nagparaan ko kaganina. So but I updated the code nga ma-wrong siya, so this should be red when I rerun the tests. Okay, there. Nag-red na siya. So if we take a look at the console, we have 18 tests. Okay. So what I suggest you to do is i-fix lang sa ni ang is accepted una and ang transition. So you fix these two first so that mag-green ni ang is accepted nga case 1 until case 4 and then ang transition ni case 1 to case 2. So again, what I want you to do first is fix this is accepted and transition because they are the easiest. Okay. Once you fix that, dapat mag-green sila. Yan yung mga is accepted and transition nga test cases. After that, after ma-fix ito nimo, then you proceed with this. Kaning simulate Dfa. So you have to fix this so that kanang mo behave siya correctly. Okay? So if you are okay, wait lang. Running there. So you can see here na ay mga message gyapon sa kada nag-error nga test case. Okay, so for example, test transition case 1, na yung message kay, given the transition delta A0 results in X and delta A1 results in Y, and the current state is A and the input symbol 0, it should transition to X. So basically, I have provided mga messages here that will help you understand the context or contents of each test and kung sa expected nga behavior sa kada function. And expected po nga results given the input dito nga functions. However, if you are feeling inquisitive or gusto ka ma-explore, you can actually edit the unit tests. So you just click on the pen here para imong makita kung giunsa nako pag-arrange sa tests. So you can see here giunsa nako pag-arrange sa tests. But please do not update or please do not edit the contents para dili siya magbalik-balik. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's all for siya. Yeah. So if you have other questions, don't hesitate to ask me. By the way, so I have here where is it? In download. I'm trying to look for akong answer. For a while. Ano siya? Should be there. Okay. So this is my answer kung ako mag-code if I update the code myself. I just remove the comments and then para kitaas mo if may comments. But basically, sa is accepted, one line lang akong gibuhat. So transition, one line lang akong gi-add. Sa simulate Dfa, I just added 4 lines. Diba? It's so easy. You don't have to overthink things. However, it's also possible nga yung answer or code kay different sa ako. And it's totally fine as long as mo pass unit tests. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, so I'll just pause the recording for a while. I'll check if ang unit tests kay mo carry over ba if i-fork repo. Okay. Okay, so I'm back. I have forked my own repo and it looks like naarang unit tests na na-appear sila ka-fork. So if I run them, dapat mag-error ni sila. Yep, okay, good. So yeah, go ahead and fork my repo. I-fork katong duha katong familiarization sa unit tests and ang Dfa Simulator. Okay, fork them both and then try to fix the functions and then run the unit tests and see if you will get them right. That's all.